You want to buy some?
Brie Larson.
You don't want to sell me.
Brie Larson.
I don't want to sell you.
Brie Larson.
You want to go home and rethink your life.
I want to go home and rethink my life.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and a new Knights, the Old Republic film, directed by Rian Johnson, starring Brie Larson. Please let this happen. Please.
Do it.
I don't ask for a lot, you know, other than if you're in that 40% of people and you're not subscribed. Look, I don't ask for a lot, but Hollywood, please, I'm begging you, please make this happen. Now, I know it's the second Brie Larson video in as many days. What can I say? The news is kind of thin this week. You know how the news is. It goes up, it goes down, it goes all around. We're in a down cycle right now, but I'm going to do the best I can to entertain you and myself, because if I'm stop making videos, I die. I'm like a shark or something like that. Now, these are some thin, razor thin sources, but interesting to talk about. Disney shuts down Star Wars Brie Larson Rian Johnson movie. And then you have this, again, look at the source. Brie Larson rumored for Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic film from Rian Johnson and Taika Waititi. Now, Waititi did Jojo Rabbit, which was really good. He did that offbeat Thor movie that was kind of divisive. Some people really liked it. It was too jokey for me.
Has anyone here fought the Grand Masters champion?
Doug has? Doug! Oh, no, Doug's dead.
I'm not saying it was a bad film. Seems like a decent director. He also famously handed Mjolnir to Natalie Portman or something like that at Comic-Con, I remember, during Thor Love and Thunder Woman Thor edition. But, you know, let's take a look at where this rumor started, and I think we can trace it all the way back. Lucasfilm is developing a new Star Wars movie based on the Knights of the Old Republic. By the way, very cool. Very cool. I think Star Wars has to rebuild now. They need to explore different characters and start building up the base. I thought they actually blew it by wasting time on Han Solo and things like that. If they weren't going to pay him any respect, then you should have let them stay where they lied. Instead of worrying about getting your money back so quickly that you brought in Lando Calrissian and made him love robots, and you brought in the Mary Sue as Rey that nobody liked, and Admiral Gender Studies from Last Jedi. All this stuff, you should have just let it lie and made your way with excellent things like, I mean, the Clone Wars or Mandalorian. Season 1 and, well, Season 1 was great. Season 2 I expect to be much better. But anyway, it goes on to say, according to a recent rumor, Rian Roundhead Johnson and Taika Waititi could be producing with Brie Larson in the lead role. Oh my God, please!
This is where the fun begins.
The Captain Marvel star has repeatedly expressed she'd love to play part in Star Wars. She even once auditioned for a role but didn't get it. Now, according to a new report from Overlord DVD, which, by the way, Overlord DVD has been correct in the past. Unlike We've Got This Covered, he was essentially correct. If I remember, if I'm remembering the whole timeline, he was basically right the entire time about the rise of Skywalker. A YouTube channel dedicated to the hearsay of the galaxy far, far away, Kathleen Kennedy wants to develop a movie centering around Knights of the Old Republic. And apparently the studio is asking Rian Roundhead Johnson and Taika, I wish I could, I'm not mispronouncing that on purpose, Taika Waititi, to unite and produce. Now, that would be some star power. I can't imagine they would share the stage. Furthermore, as you can already assume, Brie Larson would be the main protagonist. This does not make sense to me. As funny as this would be, I mean, I guess they haven't started filming Captain Marvel 2 yet. But if you're looking at a new Star Wars movie with Rian Johnson, you know, both Rian Johnson and Waititi have a bunch of projects already in the works. You would have Brie Larson basically starring in Captain Marvel 2, which I think is 2022 right now. It's 2021 at minimum. I think it's 2022, which is really sad. So unless they were going to start filming like tomorrow for this new hypothetical Star Wars film, I don't see a scenario where there's any, like sometimes you could just look at the actors' schedules and figure out that this probably isn't true. While director Rian Johnson is not exactly well-respected figure among fans due to all the controversy surrounding The Last Jedi, you know what I would say? I would say that he is respected among new fans and you Star Wars fans. The ones that only just joined in The Last Jedi because they thought it was a big culture battle thing and they dug their heels in saying that The Last Jedi was an amazing film when it objectively wasn't. No one can deny he's an excellent filmmaker. I don't know. You know what? That movie he did got all these awards, Knives Out. I thought it was boring. I thought that movie had been made many times before in many better ways. But I admit maybe it was my own bias against like Chris Evans and Rian Johnson. I just really wasn't impressed by the film. Again, could be my own disdain for Rian Johnson. No one can deny that he's an excellent filmmaker. Put him next to Waititi, and the unusual brilliance has turned him into one of the hottest directors in the past couple of years. And you realize this potential collaboration could be a dream come true for every nerd. No, it wouldn't. And what's more, they already have a lot of experience working on Star Wars. Waititi appeared in The Mandalorian as the IG-11 droid unit and even directed the spectacular finale. He did do a good job with that. And Johnson is the helmer of a main saga movie. So not to mention that Larson has already been heavily linked to Feige's Star Wars movie. Still, no Rian Johnson's future in the franchise has long been subject to speculation, so it only makes sense if the studio finally decided to go through the filmmaker's next project, whatever it may be. Now, I will say that it seems really unlikely. And I'm not even sure we were just talking about how Disney shut down Rian Johnson's next trilogy. And you see this article, another rumor mill website, I will point that out. This was posted yesterday, or 2 days ago. Disney shuts down Star Wars Brie Larson, Rian Johnson movie. It's claimed that Disney may have shut down a Star Wars movie involving Brie Larson and Rian Roundhead Johnson, as well as the head of Lucasfilm, Kathleen Kennedy. The Star Wars info once again comes from the future ruler of the Earth. Boy, everybody's covering this guy. You know, Overlord DVD, congratulations. If you didn't have a history of getting things right, all these websites would not be, you know, following you and writing these articles. So, you know, instead of getting it from me secondhand, you should check out his channel. Disney is resetting Star Wars. He also said he's also previously provided all the Skywalker spoilers, by the way, which were all right, as well as the information on how Brie Larson is being second-guessed at Disney. And I don't believe she is. I really don't believe she is. As funny as it would be, you know, Disney losing confidence in Captain Marvel, Brie Larson due to Spider-Man, I don't buy this. Captain Marvel made $1 billion. Do I think it would have made $1 billion if it wasn't required reading for Endgame? No, I don't. I think it still would have made 600, 700, 800 million. It's still a big budget Marvel movie, and Brie Larson still has a lot of fans, even if there is a group of people that strongly dislike her. Really, my problem with Brie is not her acting ability. I don't even see her as some people unfairly, you know, people call her a fake gamer. I don't think that's true. People say she doesn't really like Star Wars. I don't think that's true. I think she genuinely does. I do think she genuinely relishes her role in the Marvel Universe. But she's said terrible things, in particular about white men, that I don't like, and why I won't pay to see a movie with her in. Same reason Chris Evans is on that list. It's not a woman thing. It's a, I'm not giving you money because you don't want me to thing. And, you know, this rumor obviously about, interestingly enough, it seems that Spider-Man Far From Home, Tom Holland is the first name to have name dropped Captain Marvel in the MCU. Captain Marvel 2 has no writer, director, release date, or start of production even announced or hinted at. That's all been dispelled now. All these things have been announced, and this was back in September when they were saying that. So, you know, the site doesn't have the best track record. I genuinely believe Brie Larson would relish the role. I'm not sure she's got the chops for it, but I know that I wouldn't be giving Disney money. I mean, they've said that they don't want me to, so I'm fine with The Mandalorian. I'm fine downloading The Mandalorian and watching that. But here, that's neither here nor there. The YouTuber also previously offered that a Star Wars battle is taking place at Disney between Kathleen Kennedy and her people, and those that are loyal to Lucas, such as Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. Well, you know, it'd be tough to say. It'd be tough to say. You know, more people are covering this. More and more people, even, again, another Koimoy, another kind of website. But this written today. Captain Marvel, Brie Larson, will now go to a galaxy far, far away with Star Wars. Read the details. Last year, Brie Larson impressed on us with her acting in Captain Marvel. It was her MCU debut and most anticipated ones. And you know what's funny? Had Brie not had that legendary, you know, I don't care what some 40-year-old white dude thinks quote, nobody would have cared. You know, Captain Marvel was not a horrible movie. It's nowhere near, it's not even in probably the top 5 worst Marvel movies. It's not in the top 5 best either, but there's a lot of Marvel movies. There's a lot to compete with. You know, interesting. Now this, though, they're also citing Overlord DVD. So, interestingly enough, I mean, I don't think it's true. I don't think Disney is going to have the same actress headlining 2 major franchises. It seems really unlikely. Captain Marvel opened up to good reviews from fans and critics. Disagree. It made a good collection at the box office. That's undeniable. In the same year, Brie started her second MCU film, Avengers Endgame, which she was barely in. That I thought was a bigger statement by Disney than anything else. The fact that she was essentially non-existent in that film. After Chris Evans, Robert Downey Jr., and Scarlett Johansson's Captain America, Iron Man, and Black Widow, respectively, it's Brie Larson's Captain Marvel who will lead, along with the sequel. There are reports she will lead the Avengers in the future. In the sequel, we might get to see her heroic acts in space. Now Brie is all set to go in a galaxy far, far away. As reported by Overlord DVD and Marvel Cinematic Universe, Brie Larson is all set to step into the Star Wars world. The Captain Marvel actress will be seen in a film that will focus on Knights of the Old Republic stories. The studio wants Rian Johnson and Taika Waititi. So along with leading Captain Marvel, the actress might soon lead a Star Wars movie. But those are just speculations. Well, you put speculations, but the headline says that she will be in it. That's why these rumor sites, you know, they're fun to talk about. They're fun to discuss. I, for one, am 110% down with Brie Larson starring in a Star Wars film. Like, I'm 110% down. Make it happen. Brie, I will organize, I will mobilize to give you this opportunity. I think the world needs it. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.